me pasa, mami, por quererte ver mientras eras ajena y también tu piel en el mismo party, pero otro ser. Estabas más buena que me estremece.
And we do have life jackets on board, and that's for each and every one of y'all. But we really won't be needing them because the river that we're about to pass through is mainly only about 4 feet deep, so we'll be alright for the most part. And also, we do ask that you keep the conversations at a minimum, so that way everybody else on this boat could hear this narrated tour. Alright, that pretty much covers it. Now let's get started. Right in front of us here we have the shops at River Center Mall. And this is your traditional mall. All of the restaurants that you see surrounding it here, they're all part of the food court area inside the mall. But before this mall was here, the ground that it was built on was considered holy ground. It was considered holy ground because it was built on a church called the St. Joseph's German Catholic Church, which they still left a piece of this church standing till this day, and we're going to pass by it in a short while here, and I'll tell you the history behind this church and why it was so important to San Antonio. Meanwhile, have y'all noticed how quiet all these boats are? Well, all of these boats, the Go Rio boats, they're all completely electric. So there's 16 batteries going straight down the middle. Just like your phone at the end of the night, you plug it into charge, and in the morning, you'll have about a 20-hour charge. Yeah. And just like your phone, if you're ever having trouble with this boat, all you gotta do is just turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah, that's it. Well, coming up here on my right up to this bridge, take a look on my right, you notice there's a statue of a man holding a baby. Take a look on my right up to this bridge. Well, he's called the Saint Anthony de Padua, and he is the saint of lost items and small children, and he's also who San Antonio is named after. Back in 1968, for the 1968 World's Fair, Portugal was here, hosting it with us side by side, and by the time this 6-month-long party was over, Portugal gave that to us, and we placed it here, which was, at the time, the new extension of the Riverwalk. That piece of the Riverwalk that we just came out of was all built there in 1988, and that's as new as the downtown Riverwalk gets when the mall was built.
I'd like to thank all of you for riding with me.
Well, I remember how I was telling you about the mall and how I said it was built on holy ground and how they left a piece of the church still standing. Well, this is the church right here on my right-hand side. Take a look at my right. You notice there's a church there. Well, that church is called the St. Joseph's German Catholic Church, and that has been there ever since 1868. And that was a big deal here because back in 1868, 90% of San Antonio was German at the time. Yeah. And that church still hosts this service every third Sunday of the month, completely in German. Now, have y'all seen that orange squiggly statue on street level? You may have seen it when you're trying to find parking around here. Yeah, this one right here on my right. Take a look on my right. Right here at this corner, you notice that orange squiggly. That's called the Torch of Friendship. That was given to us by an artist from Mexico in 2002 named Sebastian. The Torch of Friendship is supposed to resemble the friendship between Texas and Mexico. Just saying, even though we're not a part of Mexico anymore, we still stand on good terms. It's actually supposed to be two people hugging. After a couple more drinks, you will see that. Now, right in front of us here, this is usually the first thing you see when you Google search San Antonio Riverwalk. That's the first picture that's going to pop up. That restaurant right in front of us with all the colorful umbrellas, that's called Casa Rio. And Casa Rio opened up here in 1946. They were the first restaurant on the river, first restaurant to start the river boat tours. Yeah, you come down here in 1946, check in for a table, and they'll tell you how long the wait was, send you off on a gondola ride, and by the time you would come back, your table would be ready. Well, it was such an excellent service that the city of San Antonio decided to buy it off them. And here we are today. We now just entered inside the original Riverwalk. And this Riverwalk was built in the 40s by an architect named Robert H. Hellman.
Eso me pasa, mami, por quererte ver, entrarás ajena y también tu piel, en el mismo party, pero otro ser, estabas más buena.
But take a look at this hotel here on my left. Very different. It's called the Hilton Palacio del Rio. And what's really unique about it is that the first 4 floors, along with this middle section here, was all built here on riverside level. And the rest of the hotel was built 7 miles south. Yeah, they went for that modular construction. So what they did was they molded all of these rooms into squares, put the insulation in, paint on the walls, fully furnished and ready to go, set them off on flatbed trucks, brought them to the downtown area, and they craned each and every one of these rooms on top of each other, stacking them, just like Legos. That's why it looks like this. Well, this whole entire hotel was completed in 202 working days, and it made it inside the Guinness World Records for the fastest hotel built for its size. So it was built here in 1968 and completed in only 7 months for the World Fair. Now we just entered inside the only open-air theater along the river. This is called the Arneson River Theater. On my left-hand side, it seats about 200 people. And on my right, the stage may look a little bit familiar. It's because it came on that movie, Miss Congeniality, where Sandra Bullock shot the World Peace Speech. And the 5 bells at the top of that stage all represents the 5 missions that we have here in San Antonio. The one in the middle representing the Alamo, the only mission that we have in the downtown area. All the rest of them are on the south side of town. Right in front of us here, notice that huge bronze statue of that ghetto herding of the cattle. Well, that's there because right behind it is the Briscoe Western Art Museum. And the Briscoe has been here ever since 2013. But it holds things inside like Santa Anna's sword, the original map of the Alamo, an original cannon used in the Alamo, and tons more things to take a look at. But before this was here, in 1920, it was San Antonio's first downtown public library. And this bridge that we're about to go under is one of the lowest bridges here along the Riverwalk. This is a very rare, lenticular design truss bridge. Now this bridge was given to us as a gift all the way from Berlin. Yes, that's Berlin, Connecticut. Completely in pieces. This was all bolted together and there was no welding necessary for this bridge. It was completely bolted. Now coming up here on my right, this little island here, this is called Marriage Island. And that's called Marriage Island because the roots from that tree is shaped as a heart, and it holds over 300 weddings a year and 4 to 5 proposals a day. And of course, running to Marriage Island, we have this little island here on my right. This is called the Wharf Island. No, but the hotel right behind it is called the Westin Hotel. And that's special to us because it's sponsored by the NBA. So anytime the Spurs are playing here at the AT&T Center, their opponent team is going to be staying here at the first top 2 floors. This building here on my left is a very popular building here in San Antonio. This one's called the Tower of Life. That is an 8-sided, neo-style, Gothic design, octagon-shaped structured building. But take a look on the second floor. Do you see those heads? Those gargoyles? Those evil, scary-looking heads were put there in 1928 by the original owners, Smith and Young, to wear off evil spirits and bad business. But just after having been up and running for about 8 months, the stock market crashed. They lost everything. This whole entire building was sold for just pennies on the dollar. Now it's law offices. Say when you look back at it from this angle, it looks like a huge ship. And right in front of us here, this red building with the green tile top and that beehive looking thing is called the Bexar County Courthouse, and that is the oldest consecutively ran courthouse in the state of Texas that has been running ever since 1826. Well, that green light right there, that's telling me that the floodgate is working. There's a floodgate right underneath the water here, and it pulls up just like the back of a truck hatch, and it cuts off the water from getting any higher than those silver marks that you'll see on the left and the right hand side there. Exiting out of 4 feet deep water, we now just entered inside 20 feet deep water. Yeah, this is 20 feet deep. This is called the main channel, and this is the original flow of the river. If we continue going straight, we'll end up to Incarnate Word University, where the blue hole is, also where the Edwards Aquifer meets. Yeah. The San Antonio River, this river is where we get the drinking water from. And if we continue going back down south, behind me, we'll end up to the Guadalupe River, eventually into the Gulf of Mexico. That's how far this river goes. It's called the San Antonio River. And here on my right, the Drury Plaza Hotel opened up here in 1998. But before that, in 1901, this was San Antonio's first downtown bank. It was called the Alamo National Bank. And the Drury Plaza Hotel kept the lobby exactly how it was in the 1900s. over 300 years old. That is a rare twin bald cypress tree. That's a twin because there's one in them, and there's two trees growing on it. Also known as the Ben Milam tree. Ben Milam was a part of the Mexican army. He'd climb all the way to the top of this tree with the sniper, and he would shoot anybody trying to cross through this river. Anyone needing any Texas. Now this that we're about to go under is the guillotine style floodgate. So this floodgate drops down and it cuts off the water. We use this anytime we have any heavy rain or when they're cleaning out this river, which is every 5 years. The last time they cleaned out this river was just 5 years ago. Yeah, they'll be cleaning it out in 2 weeks. But they also test this one out every 5 minutes randomly, so we're gonna hurry up. Alright, we're good. Now we're back inside 4 feet deep water. We're back inside the main attraction of the Riverwalk, and we're back inside where all the restaurants are. This place right here on my right that they're building is gonna be another parking garage. Except this one's gonna be special because it's gonna have a Riverwalk level entrance. And the small place right next to it here on my right is called the Esquire Tavern. And the Esquire, it opened up just 1 minute after the
Escucho sus reproches, él le manda a ella canciones de amores mientras ella audicionando para 12 corazones. Ay, qué pecado me da ese muchacho tan enamorado y justo a ella le da por cometer conmigo sus pecados. Somos como un huracán, como el sol derritiendo un helado. No nacimos para durar, sino disfruta lo que no ha pasado.
Coming up here on my right is another one of our Chicken Booth locations. This one's called the Aztec. And it's called the Aztec because right on top of it is the Aztec Theater. The Aztec Theater has been open ever since 1926, where they used to play silent black and white films with somebody just playing the harp, the violin, or the piano to the movie. And that's still a theater till this day. It's a performing arts theater now. Now this bridge that we're about to go under, everybody's always looking for this bridge. And they're always wondering if this is the bridge, and yeah, this is the bridge. This is the Selena Bridge. It's named after Selena Quintanilla, where back in 1998, Jennifer Lopez shot the movie Selena on this bridge. Also where Jennifer Lopez was staying at the time of that film was here on my left-hand side. This beautiful hotel on my left is called the Omni La Mansion, and the building has been here ever since 1826. Back in 1826, it was the St. Mary's School for Boys, until they moved it to the west side of town, where it's now St. Mary's University. 2 alumni came back in 1960. They bought the building, they turned it into a hotel, just in time for the 1968 World Fair, which I'll tell you more about coming up here shortly towards the end. Meanwhile, get your cameras ready. Coming out from underneath this bridge, take a look at this building on my left-hand side. All the way up on my left, you're going to see an optical illusion. What appears to be a freestanding wall. Take a look on my left, all the way up. This hospital was the first hospital to receive Central Air in the state of Texas. That's a big deal here because it gets pretty hot. But that hospital just went up for sale about 2 years ago, and it was quickly bought out by the Marriott business. Now this hospital is going to be a Marriott hotel within the next 4 years. But it's nothing far from the usual around here. We're always turning hospitals into hotels, morgues into hotels, churches into malls, and the whole downtown area was the battleground for the Alamo, so I think we'll be alright. Now, right in front of us here, coming up on my right, is the only oyster bar along the Riverwalk called On the Bend. And they're going to be playing live jazz music until 10 p.m. tonight. Now, everybody keep your arms inside the boat. We're going to go through this. Really tight spot here. What's good about this boat is that it's not my boat. I don't own it. Here's the jazz player here on my left. Now, coming up here on my right, this pink-colored building here is called the Old Casino Club, where back in 1930 it was a privately owned German club. Had nothing to do with casinos. Now at the very top, their apartments, and the two bottom floors is a restaurant. But now, these apartments, they're the cheapest apartments on the river. Said to be about $800 a month for a one-bedroom here. Only thing is, there's about a 40-year wait. Now, this area here is called River Square, and this is where all the action takes place. We got restaurants on the left and right-hand side. But this restaurant on my right, in particular, the original, is the only restaurant open on the river until 2 a.m. All of the rest of the restaurants along the Riverwalk close at 10 o'clock tonight. This place on my right with the upside down umbrellas, Boudreaux's, is known for their prickly pear margarita. With the Texas umbrellas is barbecue. And this place on my left, Cafe Olay, they're known for their biggest margaritas. Now, does anybody remember anything I said about this restaurant right here on my right? Yes, that's correct. It was the first restaurant on the river, and it was the restaurant that started the river boat tour. Yeah. It's also my favorite Mexican restaurant along the Riverwalk. Again, this one's called Casa Rio, and they have very good Mexican food here.
Eso me pasa, mami, por quererte ver mientras eras ajena y también tu piel en el mismo party. pero otro ser. Estabas más buena.
Well, back in 1968, San Antonio was hosting its 250th birthday as a city, and what started off as just a small town fair ended up becoming this huge world fair. We had the opportunity to host the World Fair here in San Antonio, also known as Hemis Fair, and the theme was the confluences of civilization. That was representing different worlds coming together as one to unite in unity, and also a party to attract tourists and tourism around different countries and different cities. This party was such a hit, it lasted about 6 months long. It was basically like a huge show and tell. Everybody brought something that they had to show off as far as attracting tourists with. Instead, San Antonio, we were hosting it, we were able to build something. So we made this. Take a look on my right in the sky. That really tall skinny tower. It's called the Tower of Americas. That stands 750 feet high. It has a rotating observation deck and it has a restaurant. The restaurant up there is the Chart House Steakhouse, and the price for getting up the elevator to just the observation deck is the same exact price that y'all paid to get on this boat. Yeah, same discount. Now the steps to get up there is about 975 steps to get to the top. And they do this race every 9/11 in honor of the firefighters from that day. And so far the fastest person that could run up those stairs with all the firefighter equipment on is at 5 minutes. That was back in 2002. Till this day, the record has not been broken. Now what that man won for going up the stairs that fast in that short amount of time, it was a trip to the hospital. No, but if anybody's trying to go to the tower after this tour, all you gotta do is follow the Riverwalk. Swim right here for about 10 minutes and you'll end up there. And you know that elevator? It hardly ever breaks down anymore. Now, does this area look a little bit familiar to anyone? Yeah? This is where we started. Well, that's going to conclude the tour for today. Please remain seated as I get this boat tied down. As soon as I open up these doors on my right-hand side, that means it's good for you to get up and head up. And last but not least, tipping your boat captain is allowed, accepted, and very much appreciated. Enjoy your time down here in San Antonio. Take care, stay safe, enjoy yourselves tonight, and thank you so much.
Mientras eras ajena y también tu piel en el mismo party, pero otro ser. Estabas más buena que me estremece.